Did you catch that? Ty walks in on Amy and Nathan. Together. What just happened? Heartland fans, we need to talk. In this trailer, things are heating up, and it looks like some serious drama is about to unfold. But what does this mean for Amy, Ty, and Nathan? Is this the moment everything changes? Let's dive in and break it all down. As the trailer starts, we're immediately thrown into the heart of the action. Amy and Nathan, both standing close to each other, seem to be having an intense conversation. But there's tension in the air, something feels off. Is it just me, or does it look like they're more than just friends? Amy's face, her expressions, tell a story of confusion and maybe even some regret. And then, boom, enter Ty. He walks into the scene, and everything changes. For those of us who've been watching Heartland from the start, we know Ty and Amy's journey has been anything but easy. They've faced so many challenges, from their early relationship struggles to Ty's personal demons, and now, this. Ty walking in on Amy with another man, especially Nathan, is more than just a misunderstanding. It's a turning point in their relationship. We've all seen the bond between Amy and Ty grow over the years, but let's face it, they've been through some tough moments. And Nathan? He's been a constant in Amy's life, but only recently, his role has seemed a bit more significant. This is the kind of moment that could completely change the dynamics between all three characters. It's not just about Ty's reaction to seeing Amy with Nathan. It's about what happens next. What does Ty think when he walks in? Is he angry, hurt, confused? And how will Amy react? Is she guilty, or is this something deeper? Nathan, of course, is in the middle of it all. We haven't seen much of his emotions yet in this scene, but you can tell he's aware of the tension. He's standing there, almost waiting for something to happen. This moment feels like it's the catalyst for a whole new chapter in their lives. But we can't forget that Heartland is a show about healing, about family, and the tough decisions we have to make. Will Amy and Ty be able to work through this? Or is this the kind of drama that leads to an irreversible split? In this first section, it's clear we're heading into uncharted territory. The trailer sets up a perfect storm of emotions and potential fallout. The question is, how will these characters handle it? The Heartland fans are going to be glued to the screen to find out. The tension is almost unbearable in that first trailer scene. Amy and Nathan standing close, their conversation cutting through the air like a knife. Something is definitely brewing between them, but Amy's eyes, there's this vulnerability in them that we haven't seen in a while. It's like she's stuck between two worlds, unsure of where to go. And then Ty walks in. Now let's talk about Ty for a second. Ty Borden, the guy we've watched grow, struggle, and fight for everything he's ever wanted, walks into a scene where everything he thought he knew about his relationship with Amy could be shattered in an instant. Ty's always been the one to stand by Amy's side through thick and thin, but this moment, this isn't just some misunderstanding, this is bigger. His entire world is being questioned. His love for Amy, his trust in her, it's all up in the air. What makes this moment even more intense is the look on Ty's face. It's not just shock, it's hurt. You can see it in his eyes. Ty has always been a calm, collected guy, but now, he's vulnerable. This is the guy who has fought for his family, for Amy, for their love, and now everything is falling apart in front of him. That kind of hurt hits deep. He's not just walking in on a casual conversation, he's walking in on a potential betrayal. It's like the ground has been pulled from beneath him, and suddenly nothing is certain anymore. But what about Amy? How does she feel in this moment? Amy Fleming, the strong, independent woman we've come to know, is suddenly caught between the love of her life and a man who has always been there for her. Does she feel guilty? Is she surprised by Ty's reaction, or has she been expecting it? You can tell by her hesitation that something in her heart is torn. And that's the thing. Amy is always trying to do the right thing, but sometimes doing the right thing means facing the hard truths. Is she ready to face that now? Then there's Nathan. He's standing there too, right in the middle of all this. Nathan has always been a steady presence in Amy's life, but this moment feels different. Is he aware of the weight of what's happening? He seems to hold his ground when Ty walks in, but there's something about the way he stands that makes you wonder, is he part of the problem, or is he just another piece of this complicated puzzle? It's not just Ty and Amy anymore, it's Nathan's role in all of this that we need to figure out. This scene isn't just about Ty walking in, it's about the unraveling of everything the characters thought was true. And in the heart of this drama, we're left asking one simple question: how will they all move forward from here? Because whatever happens next, nothing will be the same again. The moment Ty walks in on Amy and Nathan, the whole world of Heartland fans seems to pause. For years, we've watched Ty and Amy fight for their love, facing challenges that tested their bond time and time again. But this feels different. This feels like the ultimate test, the one that could determine the future of their relationship. Can Amy and Ty come back from this, or is this the breaking point we've all been dreading? When you think about everything they've been through, it's clear that Ty and Amy's love story hasn't been easy. From the moment they met, there's been chemistry, yes, but also a constant stream of struggles. They've dealt with past trauma, the pressures of family, the ups and downs of their careers, and the relentless complications that life throws their way. Ty's had his own personal demons to face, and Amy's journey of healing and growing into her own power hasn't been straightforward either. Through it all, though, they've always seemed to find their way back to each other. But now, with this betrayal, real or perceived, everything seems to be on the line. What's fascinating about this scene is that Ty doesn't just walk in on a simple misunderstanding. He walks in on a moment that could shatter his trust in Amy, something so deep that it might not be easy to rebuild. When Ty sees Amy and Nathan together, his heart must feel like it's been torn in two. He's not just seeing his wife with another man. He's seeing the possibility of a future where he isn't a part of her world anymore. This is the kind of moment that forces people to question everything they've built. Can trust be restored after something like this? Or will this be the wedge that finally drives them apart? Amy, on the other hand, is in a whirlwind of emotions. She's the one caught in the middle of it all, trying to balance her past, her present, and the uncertain future she's staring down. Nathan has always been there for her, but that doesn't mean she's in love with him. Does she see this moment with Nathan as a form of comfort, or is it something more complicated? And then there's Ty, her rock, her partner, the father of her child. Seeing Ty walk in, seeing the hurt in his eyes must be like a punch to the gut. But can she explain herself, or has the damage already been done? The more I think about it, the more I wonder. Is this a turning point for Amy and Ty's relationship, or is it just another bump in the road? It feels like it could be either, but the real question is, what's it going to take for Amy and Ty to heal from this? Heartland has always been about overcoming adversity, about families sticking together no matter what. But this feels like a mountain too high to climb. In these kinds of situations, people often have to make choices. Amy and Ty's love story has always been about second chances, but will there be a third chance here? Will Amy be able to fight for her marriage with Ty, or has Nathan become too much of a distraction, a complication in her heart that she can't ignore? I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens next, but I'm definitely not ready to give up on Ty and Amy just yet. Are you? Nathan's role, a catalyst for change, or just a bystander? Now, let's talk about Nathan. Throughout the trailer, he's this constant presence in the background, but his role in all of this, especially in this key moment with Amy, raises more questions than answers. Is Nathan simply a bystander caught in the emotional storm between Ty and Amy? Or is he a catalyst for something much bigger? Is he unintentionally driving a wedge between them? Or does he have a more significant role in their story than we're led to believe? Nathan has always been a bit of an enigma. On one hand, he's been a solid support system for Amy, especially when she's had to deal with the weight of her family's struggles. He's compassionate, understanding, and often seems to know how to make her feel at ease. But in this scene, we see a side of Nathan that's different, a side that's hard to ignore. He's standing there almost frozen while Amy and Ty's entire relationship seems to hang in the balance. What's going through his mind? Is he aware of the magnitude? of this situation? Here's where it gets complicated. Nathan isn't just some side character. He's always had a special bond with Amy, one that, while never fully crossing the line, has flirted with emotional intimacy. And now, in this moment, it feels like he could be crossing into new territory. But is he aware that his closeness to Amy is putting everything at risk? Or is he just unaware of the turmoil he's about to unleash? There's an undeniable connection between them, and whether or not he acknowledges it, it's there. That kind of connection doesn't just disappear no matter how much you try to deny it. But the real question is, does Nathan want to be the guy who tears Ty and Amy apart? I'm not so sure. From what we've seen, Nathan's role in the show has always been about being there for Amy when she needs him. But his relationship with her has never seemed to cross into romantic territory. Until now, perhaps. This trailer makes it clear that Nathan isn't just a friend anymore. His place in Amy's life is becoming something more. What I find most interesting about Nathan's character in this situation is his possible awareness, or lack thereof, of how much Ty means to Amy. Is Nathan fully aware of the depth of their connection, or is he pushing boundaries without realizing the hurt it could cause? This moment is huge because it's not just about the tension between Amy and Ty, it's also about Nathan's position. Is he aware that his proximity to Amy might drive a wedge between the couple, or is he simply a guy in the wrong place at the wrong time? There's a fine line between being supportive and being the catalyst for a major shift in someone's life, and Nathan might be standing on that line right now. What happens when that line gets crossed? I guess only time will tell, but if Nathan is the reason Ty and Amy can't fix things, then that's a huge responsibility to bear. So what do you think? Is Nathan the one who shakes up Amy and Ty's relationship? Or is this just a temporary setback for a couple who's been through worse? One thing's for sure, Nathan's role in all of this is far from over. The fallout. Can Ty and Amy's love survive this? After that heart-stopping moment in the trailer, the big question that lingers is, can Ty and Amy's love survive this? I mean, we've seen them overcome a lot, but this moment, Ty walking in on Amy and Nathan, it's a game changer. When you look at everything they've been through, from the death of a loved one to the constant challenges of their personal lives, they've always managed to come out stronger. But is this where it all falls apart? Could this be the final test they can't pass? The reality of this situation is harsh. The trust between Ty and Amy has been built over years of love, understanding, and shared struggles. But the foundation of any relationship is trust, and once that trust is cracked, it can be really hard to rebuild. Ty's hurt in this moment isn't just about jealousy or a simple misunderstanding. It's about everything they've fought for, now being called into question. When Ty walks in, it's like his whole world shatters in an instant. He's no longer just dealing with a little argument or a minor issue. He's dealing with something far deeper, a betrayal of trust that could change everything. But Amy, she's not the villain here, is she? There's something so incredibly layered about her in this moment. We've seen her evolve over the seasons, from a young girl figuring out her way in the world to a strong woman who has learned to balance her own needs with her family's expectations. The emotional turmoil she's facing isn't just about Nathan. It's about her connection with Ty, the life they've built together, and the overwhelming pressure to fix things. But how can you fix something when it feels like everything you've worked for has crumbled in front of you? This is the part of the story that really pulls at your heartstrings. The emotional weight that both Ty and Amy carry is something that resonates with all of us. They've been through loss, betrayal, and miscommunication, but they've always managed to find their way back to each other. So, is this the point where everything falls apart for good? Or can they fight for their love one last time? What I'm curious about is how this moment will affect their future. Amy has always been about healing, about mending what's broken, and finding her way back to the things that matter most. But can she heal the wounds that have been inflicted by this scene? Can Ty find it in his heart to forgive, or has this event gone too far? The fallout from this moment could be huge. It's not just about Ty's hurt or Amy's guilt, it's about whether they can navigate the complexity of their feelings, their past, and the choices they're both making right now. Ty and Amy have always been a team, But this moment makes it hard to see how they can move forward together without completely rewriting the rules of their relationship. As much as I want to believe in the power of their love, this moment is a huge turning point. Can Ty and Amy rise above it? Or is this where the road ends? The stakes have never been higher, and the upcoming season has the potential to either rebuild their bond stronger than ever, or completely fracture it. But one thing is certain. We're all in for one heck of a ride to find out how this plays out. Now that we've seen the drama unfold in the trailer, it's time to dive into the wild world of fan theories. Heartland fans are some of the most dedicated and passionate viewers, and as always, they've already started speculating on what comes next for Amy, Ty, and Nathan. So let's take a look at some of the most exciting and perhaps outlandish ideas floating around about what could happen after that jaw-dropping moment. One theory that keeps popping up is that this moment might be the catalyst for Ty and Amy's separation, at least temporarily. Some fans believe that the emotional damage caused by this scene could lead to a break in their relationship. It would be the ultimate test of their love, and while we've seen them face tough times before, this situation seems to push the limits of what they can both handle. Could this be the moment when Ty decides that he needs space from Amy, questioning everything he thought he knew about their relationship? Or even worse, could Amy start to question whether she's truly meant to be with Ty after everything that's happened? On the flip side, there's also a strong theory that suggests this is just another bump in the road, and Ty and Amy will find a way to work through it. After all, they've been through so much together already. Some fans are holding out hope that this will be a storyline of healing, where Ty and Amy will face the problem head-on and use their pain as a way to reconnect even more deeply. Could this shakeup actually bring them closer together, forcing them to communicate better than ever before? We've seen them both go through personal growth in the past, and maybe this is the push they need to finally break through their walls. Then there's Nathan. Fans have their own theories about him, too. One group of viewers believes that Nathan could become a permanent part of Amy's life, not as a romantic partner, but in a new role, perhaps as a co-parent or an emotional support figure. Some are even speculating that Nathan might end up being the one to help Amy and Ty heal after this moment of tension, acting as a bridge between them. It's a bit of a controversial take, but it would definitely shake things up if Nathan becomes a more central figure in Amy's life. Could he be the key to saving Amy and Ty's relationship? Or will he just be the wedge that drives them further apart? Another interesting theory is that the events of this trailer are part of a larger storyline, where the entire Heartland family has to come together to help Amy and Ty figure things out. This could bring in characters like Jack and Lou, who have always had their own complicated relationships but have shown time and time again that family is everything. Maybe the family rallying around Ty and Amy will be what helps them heal, or perhaps it will force everyone to confront some uncomfortable truths about themselves. What's most exciting about all of these theories is that no one really knows where this is going yet. Heartland has always kept its viewers on their toes, and the future of Ty, Amy, and Nathan is no different. Whether it's a heartbreaking breakup, an unexpected reconciliation, or a completely new direction for all the characters, we can be sure that the story ahead will be packed with emotion, drama, and plenty of twists. But what do you think will happen next? Will Ty and Amy find their way back to each other, or is this the end of their story? And where does Nathan fit into all of this? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments. I'm dying to know what you think. As we wrap up our deep dive into this jaw-dropping trailer, I can't help but feel like we're standing on the edge of something huge. The drama, the emotions, and the complicated web that's being woven between Ty, Amy, and Nathan. It's only just beginning. This trailer didn't just set up a shocking moment. It's hinted at an emotional roller coaster that's going to leave us all guessing for what's to come. And honestly, it's hard to say where things go from here. One thing we know for sure: Ty, Amy, and Nathan's story is far from simple. Their relationships are messy, layered with history, love, hurt, and choices that can't be undone. But that's what makes this so gripping. Heartland isn't just about beautiful horses and stunning landscapes, it's about the raw, real emotions that come with growing up, making mistakes, and trying to rebuild when everything feels like it's falling apart. The burning question on everyone's mind is, how do Amy and Ty move forward from here? Can they repair the damage this moment of tension has caused? Or will this be the moment they finally realize that they're not meant to be? In many ways, it feels like the stakes are higher than ever. They've had their fair share of hurdles before, but this one cuts deeper. How can they possibly come back from this? Maybe the key isn't just in fixing what's broken, but in deciding whether the relationship is worth fighting for, despite the hurt. But then there's Nathan. Where does he fit into this picture? Some fans are hopeful that Nathan will become more than just a complication.